soon as they do whatever they gotta do, that's,
So click the
Coming
link.
from a man who worked for the federal government,
He
y'all,
knows.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it happens, but the thing with Chase Mann, I mean, I had to freeze everything, freeze all my credit. And I still can't open it up unless I go through, through
Right.
you guys. So.
Yeah.
Well, Lori, do you want to introduce your partner? He looks real familiar.
Yes, this is Eric Wall. Eric and I collaborate on many different things at the bank, and he's my support here tonight. And but he does a great job, and he helps with the communication that you'll see in our drive-throughs or on our website. Just little disclaimer, not a disclaimer, but just a little informational piece that you might see at the teller line or as you pull up your mobile app. So Eric helps us with all of that, getting this information out too. That's one of many things that he does, but right now, fraud is a huge focus for us. It is more than a full-time job. So again, thank y'all so much for having us. Again, I could talk for hours on this subject. I'm passionate about it. I love it. Don't like the end result sometimes, but when we can win and we can help, it is very rewarding. So again, I offer any opportunity that you guys would like to discuss to maybe have a forum or have another presentation where we could speak more in depth about it.
Great. Well, thanks, Lori and Eric, for coming, and also for the Bank of TR. You guys have been a partner for us for years, so appreciate all that you do and looking out
Yes,
for the
we appreciate
community.
all of
Yeah.
you as well.
Yeah, well, sounds
Okay.
great. All right, appreciate
Have a good
it.
evening.
Thank you.
You too, thank you. All right, we have ordinances and resolutions for second reading for our guests. This is where we have had our first reading already in committee, and then we go into second reading. So we have the Villas of North Valley major change. Brantley, is that you?
Yep, that's me. I make a motion to approve the Villas of North Valley major change to O-04-24.
Okay, you've heard that motion. We have a second.
Second.
Second was Sherry. Any follow-up conversation, questions,
Yeah,
discussion?
and I would just add, again, second reading here, but this is a previously approved FRD. A major change was triggered on this, but in reality, what we talked about last month and I think the month before that, it's mostly a transfer of density. So the green space is expanding within the development to give the Bunch Airhead more room, but the density will stay the same, just shifting around a bit. But it did trigger a major change to the FRD. Jay, anything you'd add to that?
All right, any questions from council? All in favor? Okay, motion carries unanimous. Thank you for that. Now we'll move into our committee reports. We'll start with Public Works, Chair Lane.
Gotta put my glasses on. The Public Works Committee met July 8th, and approved the June 10th minutes. The committee discussed the June Public Works report. The Public Works has been very busy. Director Tate noted new signage on Center Street near stairs. Crews are working to repave Little Creek Road and Center Street. Director Tate is meeting with the Mountain Laurel Garden Club on Wednesday morning to discuss Phase 2 of the gazebo planting, which will include hanging baskets and other options. Some of the trees at Trailblazer Park are trying to come back, while there is one tree which will have to be removed. Athens Park is about 90% complete and would like to approach the surrounding community for a reopening in early fall. The contractor will have to pull back the mulch around the trees on Main Street. Streetlights on Main Street from West Road to North Greenville Hospital have been upgraded, and Director Tate met with a fundraiser group about the possibility of partnering with the city to fundraise to offset the cost of installing decorative lighting on the Sunrift side of the trail up to Henderson Drive, which would include 26 lights in total. He expects some feedback within a month's time.
Great. Thank you, Lisa. As you can see, our Public Works Department has been busy, so thank you guys for that. Now we'll do our Public Safety Committee Chair Byers.
The Public Safety Committee met on July 8th and approved the June 10th minutes. The committee reviewed the following from the June Public Safety reports. For the police report, Captain Kelly informed council that there are 2 officers out on medical leave, and he distributed a call report on violent crimes within the city from 2019 to present, and discussion ensued regarding various statistics on the call report. There were no updates for fire or building.
Kelly, Planning and Development Committee Chair Vest.
The Planning and Development Committee met on July 8th and approved the June 10 minutes. We also discussed several items. Planning Director Martin informed council that there are 3 items that will come before the Planning Commission on July 25th. We talked about a rezoning request for 306 South Main Street and then the Hemlock Park subdivision.
Thank you. Ways and Means, Chair Baumgartner.
The Ways and Means Committee met July 8th and approved the June 10th meeting minutes. City Administrator Shannon Herman spoke about the local government investment pool consent form. A motion was made by Councilmember Lane to forward this to council. The motion was seconded by Councilmember Vest and was approved unanimously. Chair Baumgartner made a motion to table the PEBA addendum to the resolution for participation in state insurance benefit program. That's a mouthful. The motion was seconded by Councilmember Vest and was approved unanimously. Chair Baumgartner spoke about the ATAX Advisory Committee recommendations. A motion was made by Councilmember Vest to forward this on to council. The motion was seconded by Councilmember McCall and was approved unanimously. That ends my report.
Thank you. That concludes our committee reports. And my apologies, I forgot to mention, under citizen participation, Dylan Wilcox is going to reschedule with us. All right, we have ordinances and resolutions for first reading. We have none. Old business, we have none. New business, local government investment pool consent form. Is that under, is that you? That, okay.
Have one.
Chair Baumgartner, I believe this would fall under Ways and Means, and this is just being forwarded from the committee to the floor. All it requires is a motion for approval, and upon council's approval, then we can get going with the local government investment pool fund, as well as the ATAX, same procedure.
Great. Do you want to give us a little summary of what that is? Just in case we've forgotten.
Yeah. the
Just in case
summaries-
Grant forgot.
Go ahead. No, well, no, I don't have a motion up here. That was what I was looking for. I didn't have one, so.
We apologize, we're missing Carson today.
that's
But I will say thank you very much to staff for filling in, because it's a big job she takes on, so. The Local Government Investment Pool Fund is called the LGIP for short. It's a pool that's held at the state treasury. It allows local government entities to invest their funds and realize quite improved earnings, interest earnings. Currently, and for the entire past years, the interest earnings has been at 5.5 or better %. We did work with the Bank of Travelers Rest to devise a plan that was going to be the healthiest for the city, including our relationship with the bank. So we appreciate their input there. We maintain all of our funds at the bank, so all of our fund accounts will remain there, but we will be moving large amounts of money into the LGIP to increase the amount of interest earnings the city can realize on the money that we hold in hand.
So we
So
need it.
what we're really looking to do is participate in that fund, correct?
Correct. Participate in that investment opportunity.
And we need to give city staff authorization to do just that.
Correct. Council has to authorize any investments that we make.
Is there a risk involved?
No, sir. Over 100 municipalities participate in this in South Carolina. It's a very steady, from my perspective, there's no risk here. It's a very steady fund. It's liquid. You can, within 24 hours, you can make as many transactions as you need to make, so it acts like a checking account. And this is one of the reasons we really needed a finance director, was to be able to move the monies back and forth. However, working with Bank of Travelers Rest, we will be keeping a large amount in our funds that will be the funds that we write our checks out of or do our business out of. So we will always have, at least 2 months, bill pay going forward there as well, and meet all their thresholds to realize their top interest earnings as well. So we believe this is a very good idea and a very safe investment.
This comes out of a personal conversation that Shannon had with the Bank of Travelers Rest, and they have given us their blessing to do this also.
You want to make a motion, Grant?
So I will make a motion for us to participate in this local government investment pool and to authorize the signing of the consent form.
Second.
All right, you've heard that motion. Second, any further discussion?
Mayor Almadan, if you don't mind, I'd like to offer a little further clarity. This is backed dollar for dollar, as all government investment opportunities are expected to be, and banking opportunities.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Now we have our ATAX Advisory Committee recommendations.
I will make a motion to approve the ATAX Advisory Committee recommendations as presented, and I'll give a overview of that in a moment.
Okay. All right, you've heard that motion. We have a second.
Second.
Second from Brantley.
Those recommendations are to the Browse and Stroll Market for $6,000, $2,500 to the Trail Mix Concert, and $3,000 to the Ville to Ville, which brings a total of $11,500 from the state ATAX funds to that. The committee will be meeting again later this year to probably do a second round of approvals at that time.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. Miscellaneous matters, administrative update.
Mayor Amadon, members of council, I do have several things to share with you tonight. First, and probably primary, we're trying to make sure everyone is aware that the repaving of Center Street, Edwards, and Little Creek is scheduled for next week. Thank you to Public Works. Philip and his team went and had signs produced so that we could put it out on the roadways to make people aware as well. This should not shut down lane of traffic at any point, but it will be slower and you'll be using one lane while they pour it. The asphalt, pretty much as soon as it's poured, can then be driven across, so it's not going to be as disruptive as the milling was, and this is the completion of that. Also very excited, Jay Martin and Philip were able to meet with SCDOT's contractor doing the work. On Center Street, we are able to work with our striping on that to narrow the lanes a little bit, to realize an improved margin, an 8-foot wide margin before the sidewalk. It won't be planted, but it'll be a little bit of room before the vehicles approaching the sidewalk. And then on the Gateway Park side of the road, we will be able to realize some parallel parking. So that's going to be good and taking us towards our plans, future plans for Center Street. Additionally, very excited to bring a one-time pilot event to the city for glass recycling. There is a vendor who is local, he's in Pickens County, who has developed a glass recycling system, and he recycles the glass to finely crushed sand. It's used in multiple ways, such as concrete fly ash, as well as volleyball courts. So we are able to host a one-time event. It's going to be in October. Beth is putting announcements out post this meeting, but it'll be free for residents to bring their glass recyclables and drop them off. So, and I'm very excited, Philip's pursuing a grant with DHEC, which may allow us to make this a regular event for a year as a pilot program. Now, after this event, if residents want to continue the recycling, it would be incumbent upon them to establish a private contract with the contractor, but we're going to make at least this one-time event a pilot project to see if there's interest, what kind of glass we can collect, and how the community likes it. And then we'll pursue the grant and see if we can go further from that point. So we're excited. That's coming up in October, and we'll have information coming out immediately beginning tomorrow so that citizens know, residents and businesses know to collect their glass and hold it for this event. So we're excited about that. And then finally, I would like to say that we put out in the newsletter, which I believe went out, Beth's not here, but I believe it went out yesterday.
Yep.
But we are going ahead and advertising for our next fund, or our next cycle of ATAX funding. We did work, and very much thanks to Beth on this, but we did kind of work to improve that application process to make it a little clearer, a little more defined, and then hopefully, we're going to work very hard to advertise that and make sure everyone's aware of the opportunity out there to get excellent applications in.
Thank you, Shannon. I just had one note. We had North Augusta came and toured the city today, and so thanks to Shannon and Greg Robertson and Grant and Philip, who are our tour guides for the afternoon. But it's always a really big compliment when someone comes to our city and wants to know our magic sauce, and so that was really nice. And also that we have the Municipal Association meeting this week, and so appreciate council members taking some time to go learn new things. Does anybody else have anything for the good of council?
Just out of curiosity, what happened to the millings from those roads?
Councilmember
asphalt
McCall,
milling?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
The millings, when you grind, when you resurface the,
Jay seems to know about it.
you probably know why I'm asking this question.
So it technically wasn't milling. Basically, they pulled up the entire base of the road, and there's has an initial like CBRM, but basically a concrete base replacement. And so that was put in, it's all mixed together, and it looks like macadam when it's laying there now.
Right.
It'll actually be a better base for road.
But when, I'm talking about when they actually milled that down.
They didn't mill it down. It's,
Just resurfacing?
they just, yeah, it's just broken up and reused right there.
But, and you know why I'm asking about milling.
Yep,
It's-
yeah.
I mean, it's a commodity. I mean.
You want to
it's-
put it at your house? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we got plenty of places to store it, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's, a lot of people use that, and we could use that.
Yeah. Well, we tried it one time at Trailblazer Park down here, and it didn't work great
Oh, you
because it
wanted
got too
to.
wet.
Yeah.
But yes, it has uses. But in this case, there were no millings that came up.
That were
They
u-
were
that
all
were
mixed up
usable,
into the
yeah.
concrete and the dirt. So you get that mix of everything that's the base.
Well, I appreciate you guys working
gotta
hard
up
on
your game on all this
communication.
technical stuff. man.
I'm learning the roads.
That explains why there was so much dust with all that also, because of the grinding process. I'm sure you are quite aware of that, Brandy.
Still coughing it out,
Yeah,
but I'm looking forward to the new road.
good, good, good. All right, anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
All right,
Second.
Second, all in favor? Thank you very much. Appreciate our guests coming and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good evening.